My God, I hate drugs.
Does President Rodrigo Duterte use marijuana in a speech at an awarding ceremony for organizers of the Association of Southeast Asian Nations Summit held in Singapore earlier this year? The president said he does. Let's now go to Malacanang. Our senior correspondent, Ina Andulong, is there. Ina, any reactions to that statement of the president? He is using marijuana?
Well, Pia, it's another one of his jokes again, but definitely something worth talking about. President Duterte, known for hating drugs and keen on ending the country's drug problem, said he smokes marijuana. President Duterte, in his speech at the awarding of officials who served in the ASEAN National Organizing Council, said that he uses marijuana to stay awake and keep up with his hectic schedule, just like his experience at the recently concluded ASEAN Summit in Singapore. Let's listen to the president in his own words.
Start at 8:30, pero wala namang gumigising ng 8:30. The idea that it should be 9. 9, tapos the next meeting would be lunch, then 2:30, then another one and 4:30. Apat lang, pero kung every 30 minutes. Nakita man ninyo, it's a killing activity. And I think my age, ako hindi masyado. Kasi nagmamarijuana ako para magising. Sa ibang di na kaya.
President Duterte had another speech. He attended the conferment of a posthumous Quezon Service Award for former Senator Miriam Santiago. There he spoke to reporters and explained he was just joking about using marijuana. He said he makes jokes because speeches could get boring. Let's listen to that portion of our interview with him earlier.
Ako again, why joke about using marijuana?
For the record, sir, can you adjust the
Ganon ako. Yeah, no. You don't bind me with your kung sabihin ninyo joking or not, I do not mind.
But it was, right, a joke?
It was a joke. Of course it was a joke. Pero nobody can stop me from just doing my style. Minsan sabi ninyo, misogynist ako, magbiro ako ng gano'n. That's my style. Okay. It's too late to change. If I want to joke, I will joke. Joke-jokin mo. Ngayon, kung maniwala kayo, gago kayo.
Thank you, sir.
Well, Pia, just for a bit of background, the president has said in the past that he is against recreational marijuana, but he is open to legalizing medical marijuana. Pia?
Ina Andulong there reporting from Malacanang. Well, 8 senatorial candidates joined our first senatorial forum yesterday in UP Diliman, revealed their stand on the proposed legalization of medical marijuana. Here's a look.
Should medical marijuana be legalized? Yes or no?
Interesting. Ay, Diyan ba to? Sure na po kayo. Okay.
Senator Serge, Senator Juan Ponce.
Tatlong yes.
Oo.
Shell Diokno, JV Ejercito, JPE, yes. And Serge Osmeña. No po. Kay Francis Tolentino, Bato, Bam, and Gary.
We'll have more stories on the CNN Philippines Senatorial Forum later on in the show. Well, some good news for commuters. Transport regulators order the rollback of jeepney fares to 9 pesos in 4 Luzon regions. In a resolution, the Land Transportation Franchising and Regulatory Board says this will take effect immediately upon publication in a newspaper of general circulation. The benchmark Dubai crude oil has gone down by 14% to an average of $68 per barrel in November from $79 per barrel in October. The fare cut comes less than a month after an increase was carried out. Just last month, regulators allowed jeepney drivers and operators to charge a minimum fare of 10 pesos in Metro Manila, Central Luzon, Calabar Zone, and Mimaropa. We appreciate all your online comments on our top story tonight. Keep them coming through our pages at CNN Philippines. We're also live right now on Facebook. This is Newsnight, where we go above and beyond the headlines. The police and military seek an extension of martial law in Mindanao for a third time. And 8 senatorial aspirants discussed major issues in CNN Philippines Senatorial Forum. We look at the highlights when we return. Stay tuned. Still months away from the midterm elections, but it's not too early to get to know next year's senatorial aspirants. CNN Philippines gathered some of them in the first senatorial forums. Magdalor Representative Gary Alejano, Senator Bam Aquino, former PNP Chief Bato de la Rosa, human rights lawyer Chel Diokno, Senator J.V. Ejercito, former Senator Juan Ponce Enrile, former Senator Sergio Osmeña, and former presidential political advisor Francis Tolentino, all weighing in on current issues facing the country.
Welcome.
There were light moments, some heckling from the audience, and even some pot shots from the aspirants. At the first CNN Philippines Senatorial Forum, our Ina Andalong tells us about these moments.
Senatorial Forum.
In these forums, viewers don't just listen to answers. They also observe body language. If there's anyone who stood out in this aspect, it was General Ronald Bato de la Rosa. At one point in the forum, he appeared to copy the other guests' answers to one of the yes or no questions. Should the president authorize the issuance of medical bulletins about his health?
General Bato, kanino po kayo tumitingin?
Kay Secretary Tolentino.
Yes na yes na yes. Ang daming yes, lahat po. Yes.
Yeah, everyone said yes. Siguro, gusto ko lang tanungin natin si General Bato, ba't siya nakatingin kay Secretary Francis?
Sir, pakisagot in 5 seconds.
Titignan ko mga kakampi ko kung anong sagot nila.
In another yes or no portion, candidates were asked if they back the death penalty for drug-related crimes. De la Rosa, firm with his answer, said yes, but his signboard flipped to the other side, perhaps because of how passionate he was while raising his arm.
Yes or no?
Tatlo lang ang yes. Ay, nasira
Kay
po.
General Bato.
General Bato, ano po talaga ang sagot? Yes.
He may have entertained some with his antics, but the live audience wasn't always as nice, like when he defended President Duterte's anti-corruption drive.
Go ahead, sir.
The president is kawawang-kawawa na talaga. Kawawa na dahil ayaw niyo maniwala Makinig muna kayo sa akin.
He wasn't the only one heckled. Former Senator Juan Ponce Enrile, too, one of the so-called architects of martial law, faced protesters who sneaked their way into the venue. When martial law was tackled, they brought out anti-martial law posters and started chanting.
Let's go next to... Okay, next is Senator Juan Ponce Enrile.
Expectedly, President Duterte's allies defended his policies. Opposition candidates, however, were there to balance it out, like when Senator Bam Aquino took a swipe at the sitting president when the issue of traffic congestion was brought up.
Unang-una po sa lahat, hindi po ako mambobola. Hindi talaga yan maaayos ng 3 to 6 months. Hindi talaga. It will take years. It will take years.
These spot shots and antics are just the beginning of what's to come in the election season heating up soon. Ina Andalong, CNN Philippines.
Catch the full replay of the CNN Philippines presentation, The Filipino Votes, the Senatorial Forum, later at the top of the hour. That's from 7 to 9 p.m. Moving on first, other stories. The National Police and Armed Forces want an extension of martial law in Mindanao for a third time. While they have yet to submit a recommendation to President Duterte, groups condemn the move. Our senior correspondent David Santos reports.
AFP Chief Carlito Galvez is bowing out of the service in a week. Among his last orders, seek the extension of martial law in Mindanao for another year.
There is really a great clamor for the extension, considering that the terrorism is still lurking in the area.
With a series of bombing attacks throughout 2018, as well as the persistent deadly clashes with the Abu Sayyaf in Sulu, both the PNP and AFP agree Mindanao still cannot do without martial law. Galvez says local government units and agencies like the COMELEC, which will hold 2 major voting exercises next year, are also seeking it. The proposal will be submitted to the President on December 12. By that time, a new AFP chief would have been appointed.
Of course, the President will always evaluate whatever recommendations that the AFP and the PNP will give him. But given the support of martial law in Mindanao, even by a Catholic bishop and the citizens there, the President may be persuaded to grunt to approve the recommendation.
President Duterte placed Mindanao under martial law in May last year after Marawi City came under siege. The declaration has been extended twice since then. Both houses of Congress will have to convene again in a joint session to decide whether to extend it for a third time.
I'm leaning towards an extension.
You are leaning towards?
I'm leaning towards an extension, but I need a briefing to fully arm me or educate me with what should be done still.
Militant groups lashing out at the military and police over the proposal. The recent arrests of Saturo Campo and party list representative Franz Castro in Davao over what they claim were trump-up charges, they say, are clear examples of abuse of power under martial law.
Kung talagang totoo ito at na sinasabi, pinagmamalaki naman nila na okay na, meron na silang mga accomplishments, pero bakit kailangan pa ng martial law?
At magagawa naman ng military at ng pulis yung kanilang trabaho ng kahit na walang martial law.
Despite the possible extension of martial law for an unprecedented third time, the AFP still claims it has absolutely no plans to put the rest of the country under military rule. David Santos, CNN Philippines.